positive input ventilation, or PIV. A PIV is basically a quiet fan that sits in your loft and pushes fresh, filtered air into your home, which in turn replaces the damp, stale air. Think of it like giving your house a pair of lungs. It breathes in the dry air and pushes out the moist air, which causes condensation and mold. Let me just say at the start of this video, this is something that you should be able to do yourself. If you're handy with DIY or anything like that, then this is no major task. Obviously, if you're not confident with wiring, then leave that to a Sparky, but otherwise installing this thing isn't too bad a job. Now, this is genuinely a product I can get behind, as we've got one in our own home and I have installed others as well in other people's homes. Now, like I said, what this does is pull air in from the loft, filters it, and puts a gentle pressure inside the house. And what that positive pressure does is crush everyone until they explode. No. Force damp out through trickle vents, tiny gaps, natural leakage points, and trickle vents. Now, our house is over 250 years old and we really struggled with streaming windows, damp patches in various places. And although we have had a lot of rising damp work done in here to stop that, we found that this PIV installation just finished everything off, made everything as it should. And we now no longer have any of that. The windows stay dry even in winter time, and the house overall just feels so much better. So the whole house basically gets a slow but constant airflow cycle. I'm just going to start by showing you how this thing actually looks on our landing. We put it on the landing because it's pretty central in the house, and obviously apart from blowing into the upstairs rooms, it can blow straight down the stairs and then into the downstairs rooms. And there is a really handy cobweb up there at the minute which perfectly displays the airflow. Now, this fan is dead quiet, you can't hear it at all, even in the dead of night. And I think a lot of people worry about the running costs. Now, personally, I haven't really noticed any difference. We already have a fairly high electricity bill with 3 kids, busy family, loads of machines running. And the model that we've got has got a very small heating element in as well, which takes the chill off the air, because obviously you're pulling in from the loft, which can be quite cold. They do models without that, but whether that would be a risk to just cooling your whole house down, I don't really know. Now, as I said, if you're a DIYer, then the hardest part of this should be cutting a 250mm hole, depending on what size model you get. The actual vent cover overall is about 300mm, so once you've found a space between your joists and removed the insulation and cut a hole, it's quite easy to set up. So this is actually the unit itself, and as you can see, you've got a bag here and a bag over there, which are the filter bags. I'm not too sure how much dirt they actually collect or how often they need to be replaced. And then you've got your output hose, which goes to the vent in the ceiling. When you're actually up here, you can hear a really quiet hum of the fan. Like I said, but that is because I am right next to the unit, so it's just not apparent downstairs at all. So on the device itself, you've actually got a number of controls, which if you read the manual, you will actually understand what they all do. But in simple terms, you can choose what temperature the heater comes in and out at. You can set the flow rate depending on how many bedrooms you've got, so the size of your house. And there is a bunch of other stuff in there which I haven't even looked at. In terms of mounting these things, obviously they're designed to go on joists. You've got 4 legs, basically all screw down to your joists, or you can hang them from the ceiling as well. So that's how our PIV works and why it's been a complete game changer for us. If you're dealing with damp or condensation, then hopefully this has given you a bit of an insight into one of the options that are available for dealing with that. Obviously, it's not going to be the cure-all solution. It won't work for some people. A lot of damp and condensation issues can depend on people's way of living. When you've got people that are hanging their washing out all over the house to dry, they don't heat the house properly, they don't have any ventilation like trickle vents in windows or things like that, they can all cause massive issues. I am no damp expert, but this is just something that has worked for us. If you're not fortunate enough for this to cure your damp issues, then it should definitely help. And obviously, if this video has helped in any way, I'd appreciate a like and even a subscribe if you can afford it.